ready?
Yeah, you guys are close. Really happy for my team. We played well today. I thought Michigan really played well. They made a lot of shots. They were really good today, and they made us work because we played at a high level. And the game maybe could have got away from them, but they were terrific. We made shots today, which is big. Our defense in the first half was terrific. Our defense the last 6 minutes was terrific. And just quickly, obviously we're 16-1 at home. You don't do that without great fan support. Our fans were great all year. The building was electric today. Our guys were feeding off them. I just want to thank everybody involved. The guys that walk me out on the floor, all the people that come early, and it's a lot of work. I see these guys for game day. If we play at 7, they're here at 2 o'clock, and just a lot of people make this work. So I just want to thank everybody involved there. And but just proud of our team. I said out there, just because people say you're going to be good doesn't mean you're going to be good. You got to go out and earn it. And our family went through ups and downs like anybody else does, and we continue to fight. When you're ranked high, you get everybody's best shot. Sometimes that's not physically exhausting as much as it is mentally exhausting. We had an unbelievably tough stretch there. Everybody was wondering what was wrong with us. It was really the stretch that we were going through, and the Michigan State probably could have beat anybody that night, the way they played. But I knew if I got our guys back, we don't panic. We took 2 days off. Friday was one of our best practices of the year. Yesterday was okay, but you could tell practice made us better. And just really proud. And the last thing I'll say, I meant to say it out there, we've been to the Sweet 16 14 times. Today's our 8th league championship. So you can argue that it's easier to get to a Sweet 16. I don't put pressure on me to get there, all right? I've had enough of it all year, but it's hard to win the league. We won one in 1931 and one in 1932. So arguably the best Big Ten ever, the deepest Big Ten ever. For our guys to do what they did, they're special. They're special. They're tough, and they all stepped up today. And Anthony came back to hang a banner. He gets to hang a banner. So just an all-around great day for our program.
Questions, please. Emily.
Do you feel like between you and Anthony, you guys kind of have a shared, unique understanding of the gravity of the pressure that goes into a day like this, and then what it means for you when it happens?
Yeah, I just wanted it to happen because we were so close. But we've been close for like 3 weeks. That puts a lot of weight on you, okay? And I can't explain it. It's just a lot of weight, and I just kept asking God to take it from us. And but it showed, okay? We weren't smiling, we weren't having fun. We were exhausted the last game we played, and they played great, but it's a lot of work. And there was really no easy games. And sometimes you'll play a season, and let's say we had 20 league games, where 4 or 5 teams will just lay an egg against you. That never happened. Everybody played well against us this year. We had guys that can't make shots making shots against us. That weighs on you mentally. So, yeah, I got on Anthony pretty good in practice yesterday because he wasn't smiling. He hung his head a couple times. I'm like, okay, buddy, we feed off you. Change your attitude. And he did. And but he was feeling it. A lot of weight on his shoulders. And you just don't hang a league championship, very often. So there was a lot on our guys, and they're obviously big weight off of us. And now hopefully we can relax. But we played the way we're capable of playing today. We looked like Maryland, the team that was 23-5, ranked 9th in the country. We looked like that team today.
Kind of going off of that, Coach, while you were up there before they did the trophy, you were saying that it felt like a gorilla was off your back. Just what was the emotion like for you? Just being able to capture that championship, and then cutting down the nets, and just being able to relish in that.
Well, I've been here 9 years, and take over, and you go through things, and we had to rebuild again, and then change leagues. So you go through that, and we've been close. We've been second a couple times, but we've never really had a chance to win it. And we lost Wisconsin by 2 games that year. They went to the national championship game, but it's a big weight because I'm not into a lot of things, but to hang a banner, that's pretty cool. Okay, And we've only done it 7 times before in 100 years, so we've done it 8 times now. That's pretty cool. It's pretty unique. So hopefully it takes pressure off as we move forward. And I just wanted to get it. And we had it hanging over us for 2 weeks. You know, we were in first place for almost 4 weeks, and just it was hanging over us. And but I knew our schedule was going to be really hard. You know, and that could have been a championship team there if Livers would have played all season. Think about that. They lost 5 games without him in league play, right? We beat them by 4 in the league. That could have been a championship team. So we beat their best team. That's kind of year it was for us. So yeah, it's a weight off. I'm really proud of the guys, and just really happy because they've really dedicated themselves starting when the season ended last year to doing what we did, and guys relaxed and played today.
Very in the middle.
Mark, it's rare that a player of such prominence like Cowan stays for 4 years, starts for 4 years.
Yeah.
How would you describe the evolution of your relationship with him, and what was that hug like on the sideline?
Well, he should have stayed, and he did the right thing. And because there's no guarantee for him after college. I think he'll make, we'll see. The little guy's coming back a little bit in the NBA, but our relationship's really grown because towards the end of his sophomore year, he didn't like me and I didn't like him. And he just wasn't being the point guard I wanted him to be. And we had to sit down, and we talked about it. I loved him, but I wanted more out of him. And then we brought in Matt Brady, I thought really helped him. And then DeAndre Haynes came in. I think just all 3 point guards just constantly. And then he just changed his approach to the game, and he made the game easier. And since he changed his approach, it was great. So, yeah, that hug was pretty cool. That hug was really good. When you're sitting there and you want to win the league, you're sitting there and I'm on the elliptical and I'm like, I hope I can take Anthony out and give him an ovation. And then you start to tear up a little bit while you're working out. Like, God, he deserves it. I hope it works out. So for it to work out the way it did, it's really cool.
Pat, to your left.
Mark, you spoke this week about getting back to the basics on
Yeah,
defense
we did.
after a rough stretch. Well, how would you assess how they played on defense today? Obviously, some big stops and big
Yeah.
moments. And would you attribute it more to having fresher legs or what was done in practice?
Well, both. I think we were fresh physically. I think we were fresh mentally. Still weighing on us, but we were a lot fresher mentally today than we've been in a long time. And so it's those things, and then we got after it in practice. So I was going through, my son had surgery Thursday, and I'm sitting there watching film. I'm going through my practice plans. I'm like, God, we've had 7 practices since like February 10th. We had 2 good ones this week. So now we got time to practice. We don't play till Friday. We'll have time to practice for the next tournament. So hopefully we can get a lot better between now and then with practice. But both those things, we were physically fresh and we were mentally fresh, and then practice. We got after it. We did some defensive drills that really made us play hard, and it showed today. We were great. We were great defensively for 20 minutes, and then we weren't any good for about 12. But give them credit. They were terrific. I mean, Simpson's a phenomenal player. Then the last 8 minutes, we were just phenomenal. And they just kept making plays. They kept making shots, but we were really, really good defensively again. So that gives me hope moving forward.
Andy, to your right.
The job Eric Ayala did, especially
Yeah.
in the second half, I mean, how big was that? And just stymieing Michigan a little bit?
Yeah.
And securing this?
Well, that's the Eric of last year, right? And Eric's, when we played well at home, he's made some big shots. And he was so good in practice on Friday. It was like, whoa. And I looked over at Coach Brady, and I'm like, where's this cat been, right? And he was doing behind-the-back passes. He was hitting threes. He was bouncy. And I'm like, okay. And then so to see him do that, one time I was so frustrated with our possession, I look over, I kind of put my, golly, we're just out here dribbling. And he hits an incredible 3. And then to see Wiggs do it too. I mean, those 2 haven't shot the ball the way they want to shoot it, but maybe today's the start of them doing what they need to do. And if that happens, March can be a lot of fun for us. But happy for Eric. Thought he passed the ball well too. Got to the rim, got fouled. A little bit nervous on his free throw. Maybe the biggest offensive rebound of the game. He missed the 2 free throws. That's when I knew we were going to win. Eric, gets that offensive rebound against 2 big guys, throws it out to Wiggs, and he makes the 3. And I was like, all right, it's our day. We're going to win.
To your left.
Coach, there's a lot of moments in the game, but one moment I noticed it was 62-55, and I don't think you were happy with the set they were running, and all of a sudden, the kid made a 3.
Eric made a 3. That's the one.
Yeah, and then you kind of perked up and
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, what happened was we had a two-man game, and Eric had sticks for a layup, and we're becoming a better passing team, but we diagrammed a play, and I thought he had a layup, didn't throw it, so I was frustrated. 'Cause I like layups, especially with Jalen. He'll probably dunk it. And then we made a big three in that possession to go up 10, so that was huge. We made a lot of big shots today, and we're going to have to moving forward.
Last one of these kids.
Mark, I reluctantly asked this question, but is there any remorse or regret when you look back on some of these games and know you could have outrighted it with one more win?
Yeah, no, because if the league was terrible, I would say that, but the league was terrific. And I don't know what their schedules were like compared to us with top teams. I haven't even looked at it, but I imagine ours was one of the toughest, okay? Would we have liked to have won it outright? Absolutely, but we're still champs, right? And you look at I think the two best leagues in the country, Big East and the Big Ten. I think they're the deepest and the toughest. And if Michigan State wins today, we'll have, Big East had 3 champions, we'll have 3 champions. It's the depth of the league. For us to go 14-6 in this league, just don't forget about at Indiana. Don't forget about this, guys. At Illinois, biggest game in 15 years. At Michigan State, our preseason #1. Don't forget about that. And then the win at Minnesota. Hey, we won those games. That's why we cut down some nets today. And we might have lost those games and we'd be sitting in there, well, 3rd place is not bad. 1st place is a hell of a lot better.
Thanks, Coach. Great. Well, players next.